Hi, how's it going? I can't speak too loudly, but I'm at La Trobe University. So my name is Rebecca, and I'm in Australia, and this is the Melbourne main campus in Bundoora. So I'm on the lawn at the moment. So if behind me, if you go past the lawn, is like the Agora, where there's the shops and the cafes and the library and stuff. So I think La Trobe's actually the biggest, like the largest campus in the Southern Hemisphere. It's really pretty, and I'm only here because my husband is teaching parkour. And if you have any questions about that, you can talk to me later. So yes, but I wanted to update because I still can't get Periscope to work, so I'm gonna have to look at something else. But something really incredible has been happening because my negative thoughts are really going, and I've been doing lots of work with a singing teacher who's more like a therapy style, and my normal other trauma therapy as well, which I've been doing for I don't know, months now. I'm like weekly, and so just really trying to work on all the negative thoughts and beliefs that I have, because there's a really interesting thing that I read the other day. I'm pretty sure I just saw it on Instagram, but it said that a belief is just a thought that we think is true. And I was really impacted by how strong that is and pervasive that turns out to be in our life. Sorry, I'm just getting a bit distracted with people walking past. Whee! And what was I saying? Yes. Thoughts and beliefs. And so like for me, even the other day I woke up, I'm pretty sure it was the day that I decided to do the challenge of negative thinking, because I just, had this thought that kept getting stuck in my head, and when I had it, I would get really upset, and it was that my parents don't love me, and, that would ruin my day. Because I'd go from there, I'm like, well, how can I do anything? How can anyone else like me? How can anyone else accept me? How can I accept myself if my parents don't, if they don't love me? And it cycled on from there, and I went, you know what? I don't want this to be where I come from my whole life from. So I went, I'm gonna change it to, I'm not dependent on them. They can love me, they can not love me, they can do whatever they want. But I'm not dependent on that love or that thought or that belief. And, I know it sounds really silly, but it was like something changed really quickly in my head. And from going from like held captive basically by this thing from a very young age. And, I've done family therapy with my dad, I talked to my mom, I've had fights on the phone and crying and hugging and making up because I wasn't getting this feeling of being accepted and loved from them. Mainly, I think, because they can't accept and love themselves or each other. They got divorced, or they separated when I was 9, and they got divorced a few years after. So it's been over 20 years. So I'm turning 28 in 2 weeks, and they can't talk to each other. They still they can't deal with it, and it's created this whole rift and rip in the subconscious of all of us, like my brothers as well as me and them, because how can you accept yourself when one of your parents doesn't accept the other one, when you have half of them and and the other one, they can't accept themselves anyway. So coming into that really negative environment had a huge impact on my self-esteem and how I thought about myself and the world and what I thought I deserved. And it has influenced the whole relationship that I've had with them for years. and I didn't want to be held captive by that anymore. And even if it came up, it hasn't been coming up at all, because I'm freed now, because I'm not dependent on it, and I'm not. Because the other thing I've been working on is to really love and accept myself. I don't know if you've read Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life, which is one of the first things that really set me on a better path. So I came across her film. It was just playing on TV when I was an older teenager. We happened to have a book, and it just changed the way that I thought about thoughts, really. I was like, I am creating a reality where I think I'm not worth loving, and I think no one will ever love me. But maybe if I work really hard to change that, then maybe I can have a better life. And it was really hard, and I worked really hard, and I ended up meeting my now husband when I was 21, and we've been married, it'll be 3 years next March, and we've been together over 7 years, so since I was 21. So you can really change the patterns that you were brought up with, but the first thing is to acknowledge them. And I did have a point. I always go on tangents. I'm really sorry if I'm just like, wow, that's beauty of me, baby, beauty of me. Oh, and funny voices and singing and randomly dancing in public. Yes, that's all of me. So the other thing I've been doing is doing Louise Hay's evening and morning meditation, which is all about changing your thoughts and self-acceptance, and has a lot of gratitude and affirmations. And the good thing about it is you don't even really have to listen to it, because it goes into your subconscious. And so if you want to do your own 30-day challenge, but you're really struggling to just be on top of your thoughts, the first thing I would start with is check out Louise Hay's book. And even if you can't do that, just listen to the morning and evening meditations. They're really not even meditations. I do it while I'm in the shower. I just have it playing, or while I'm waking up or going to sleep. You don't even have to listen to it. You don't have to sit there and not do anything. You can just have it there in the background, and it will get in, and it will make you feel better, because it changes those beliefs and those perceptions that we all have. It's just amazing to wake up and just be like, you know what, I'm gonna spend a few minutes being grateful for the things in my life, even the bed that I slept in. If nothing else is going right, it's like, she's like, just be grateful for the bed that you slept in that kept you warm. Just feel where you are now. And I think that's very powerful. So yes, doing that and working on accepting myself. And so the other day, because I haven't been doing it, because I took photos. I got my husband James to take photos of me, and it was really triggering. So I have a lot of issues around body stuff, not just body image, not just weight, a lot of stuff from dissociating for a really long time and still being largely a child self on the inside. I have a lot of stuff from my trauma where I've been stuck at different ages. So my adult body for a long time has been very, very triggering. There's a lot of other stuff, not say just about physical space and touch and dissociating stuff. I hope I'm not triggering anyone by talking about that. I'm really sorry if I am. I know that bodies are a very, very sensitive issue, and I'm very, very aware of that. So please, be very gentle with yourself and your body. And I'm working really hard to accept mine. It's not perfect, but no one's is, and it's not how I think of myself, but I'm learning to just love it. So I'm trying to start to think of my body instead of this thing that's tying me here. For a long time, that was the anger that I had, was that it was about being stuck. I felt very stuck in my body. I wanted to leave. I wanted to go away. And in therapy, it's come up from a very young age that I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to be my body. I was very scared. I was frightened, and a lot of the time I would just leave my body, and my body became this like anchor, or this weight, this dead weight basically, that I couldn't get rid of. And which, again, trigger warning, so, which led me to think about suicide or not being here or changing myself a lot, because I couldn't accept being here because it was so scary and I felt so alone, and I didn't know what to do. And anytime when the same kind of feelings would come up, it would trigger a similar like response, or I'd lash out at my body, or I'd try and numb my body, usually by eating. I know lots of people have different ways of numbing from their body. The other one was really big, was obsessively watching TV or doing things like, because I have ADHD, or like I'm more on the ADD spectrum, but it's called ADHD now. It's just one, but it's just one word. It just annoys me. Anyway, not relevant. I could hyper focus on TV and absorb it, so there's nothing else. It was like I was living in that world, and the real world wasn't real anymore, and it felt like I was always in this dream and I was floating, and my real friends were in books or in TV, and that's where I lived. I lived in my mind. I lived in my imagination, which I'm sure lots of people can relate to at different stages, because it is something that we do, and it's a powerful tool for survival and coping, but after a while it becomes unnerving because you can't stop. I couldn't stop. I couldn't turn it off. It wasn't a choice. It became really dangerous. At times I couldn't walk, I couldn't move my body, I couldn't cross the road. I felt very unsafe, because I couldn't control the dissociation, which also, so working on with my trauma therapist, and doing, I guess I don't, it's like singing, but it's a lot of mindfulness and being in your body and feeling your body and the vibration of your voice. So it's not so much singing, but just being in tune with your body and having your voice as a as a way to connect to your body. And sorry, I'm just getting messages. I just like, go away, people. And where was I? Okay, bodies, dissociating, couldn't help it. So it's been taking me a very long time doing singing. Yes, helped me be in my body. It's radically changed. I'll hopefully be able to upload a video later. It might be a bit weird if I do it now, but it's like I can feel I'm in my body now. So my singing best teacher sort of talks about it as like when you're in your body, it's like feeling like you're at home, and I definitely have a stronger feeling of that now, that I'm home, and instead of feeling so lost and wandering, and when you're there, it's also negative thoughts can't get in. It's very much like if you're present in your body, it's much harder for like negative thoughts to come up. But a massive thing is, yeah, I'm getting to a point, I promise, has been that accepting my body has been really hard. So the other day I was triggered taking photos. I was like, I've put on a bit of weight this year. Weight has always been a really big issue for me, trigger wise, because I associated that with not being good enough or not being loved as a teenager, and very much to do also the growing up and being in a more adult body and a whole lot of other stuff. So seeing photos of me having put on a bit more weight I was just like, what? I've got to not beat myself up about this, because this is not going to help. I'm not going to get anywhere. I'm not going to have the life that I want if I'm beating myself up about that, because it's there's more important things, and James said, it's just your body trying to protect you. You've been really stressed this year. I've had a really hard year. Like, it's a miracle that I'm here, and it's a miracle that I've still been here this long. And a lot of it is to do with my amazing husband, partner. But yeah, being here and having someone who I can feel close to has made a huge difference. But anyway, tangent again. Your body is trying to protect you, and he's really right. He no, I mean it people walking past you, and I'm just like, what are you? I think I'm weird. Oh my god, oh, I'm so weird. And there's ducks too. I don't know if you can see them. I'm turning around. Can you see the ducks? Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna hope you can see the ducks, because they're so cute. Oh, where have we zoomed? There we go. Now I'm normal size. I don't think anyone wants a close up of your paws, Rebecca. So anyway, yeah, accepting my body because it's triggering. And I was like, I'm really grateful that I'm here. I'm really grateful that I have a body, because it's the thing that helps me love my husband. It's the thing that helps me talk to you guys. It gives me a voice, it gives me singing, it gives me touch. It's like I can't feel kisses, and I can't feel hugs, and I can't feel the sunshine, and I can't taste the amazing food that I have to eat. Like, sure, I put on weight, but isn't it amazing that I live in a country where I have so much good food to eat that can make me feel better? And I can now get better and exercise my body and feel really good and be outside and feel the wind and smell the air and the trees and see all the amazing photos that everyone posts on Instagram and connect to people. So instead of seeing my body as this thing that's an enemy, it's something that is an amazing gift. is really important, because now I can accept myself, my mind, my body, my heart, my soul, my everything, and I don't have to beat myself up every day and say, if only I lose weight, if only I'm smarter, if only I had this job, if only I had blah 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 blah, if only, then people would love me, then I'd be accepted, then I would be okay, and then I wouldn't have to be afraid of being rejected or being alone. But it comes from in here, inside you. It's like I'm free now because I can accept and love myself exactly as I am today, right now. Not in 5 minutes, not in an hour, not tomorrow, not next year, not 10 years, not if I win it. And the thing is, like, I had stupid goals that I could never reach. Like, I had to, write a bestseller and win a Nobel Prize and run marathons and get up at 5 a.m. and do yoga. How silly is that? I don't know why it's frozen. Can you still see me?